Hi, I'm Lori Allred. Welcome to Inspired by Pinterest, where I surf around Pinterest looking for great ideas on people's boards and taking those pins and bringing them to life each week. So today we're actually going to talk a little bit about different ways to create labels. Now, if you go into Pinterest again, search for labels, you'll be surprised what comes up. But what really inspired me was spending a little time with my friends Kason and Shelly Smith and checking out that awesome, really cool pantry that they did, and they blogged about it. It actually went viral. It was so popular, and I'm going to go ahead and link back to them when you go to my blog at allreddesign.net if you've missed it. It's also in my pin boards as well. But she did a beautiful job of labeling everything in her pantry, her flour, her sugar. I just thought it really pulled everything together and made it look really nice. So I wanted to figure out ways that I could incorporate labels that would be creative and easy to do. So I actually have a pin board that you're going to want to go to called Digital Downloads, and I put a lot of free printables and links back to those type of things in that pin board. In fact, some of my favorites we're going to show you is here today is the Halloween labels. I think they're gorgeous, they're beautiful, they're free, and you can just go to Celeste Rockwood's blog, and Celeste Rockwood Jones, actually, I apologize. She does a beautiful job. She's created some amazing artwork and products in the industry, scrapbook industry, and she shares her talents with this free download. Another really fun one I found on Martha Stewart's blog is for Father's Day gifts. So planning ahead, we can create our own labels to put on jars and give them as a gift. The next one that I thought was really clever, of course, was a chalkboard idea. And as you might recall, one of the first episodes that I did was on chalkboard ideas. And I did want to mention that if you ever do go back to any of my pin boards from a previous episode, I continually add pins to those boards. So it's always worth revisiting after a couple of months. You'll be surprised at the new pins that I've been able to find and put in that category, especially my chalkboard category. So let's talk a little bit about how you can make these labels. So of course, I've mentioned in a previous episode how simple it can be to make labels using your electronic cutting machine and some chalkboard vinyl. Very simple. I actually did it on this one here, the sugar. Just cut out these chalkboard vinyl, took a chalkboard marker, and wrote right on there sugar. And I just love the way these looked. I love that you can apply them to different surfaces, tin cans, and of course your glass jars. So that's really simple, but I thought this idea was worth sharing. This is actually how to make your own chalk labels. Now, in that previous chalkboard episode, we talked about chalkboard paint that you could purchase. This is the spray paint version of that paint that I painted on. And I thought it was pretty amazing. I saw this idea somewhere and I thought it was so clever. They actually took an Avery label sheet, and of course they come in different sizes, and they lightly sprayed over the top of the label sheet, and then they created their own little chalkboard labels that you can write on with chalk. I thought how simple and easy, and you're going to have a lot of chalkboard labels. And that can's going to go a long ways, and you're going to have a big pack of labels to pick from. So I thought that was a fun idea to share. Now, my other one I'm really excited to share with you is actually an idea that a friend of mine came up with, and it's actually kind of sparked by Halloween. It's her favorite holiday. She wanted to create labels to put on jars for Halloween, and I mentioned that pin earlier where these came from, Celeste Rockwood Jones. And she wanted to make sure that they stayed on the jars, but also were a little bit water protective. So I pulled out my Creative Station from Xyron. This is a laminating adhesive application machine, and it's amazing what you can do with it. This is their 9-inch machine, and I've actually put a cartridge in it that has adhesive on the back and laminate on the front. I then printed out a couple of different, these are from the Martha Stewart pin that I mentioned, and some other labels that you can put on, you can put on your jars in your pantry. So all you're going to want to do is run this face up through this machine. Just spin that handle through. And it has a razor blade right here to cut. So now you've got this laminated surface with this adhesive on the back. I'm just going to cut out with my scissors or paper trimmer those awesome laminated labels. And then you can peel off the backing, stick to a jar for Father's Day, And I'm not going to make you suffer through peeling off the backing. Stick it to your jar, put some cute treats in it, tie it with a ribbon. You've got an instant gift. And that's just a really simple, easy idea on how you can create your own labels and organize your life a little bit and be creative while you're doing it. So be sure to join me next week when I have my daughter come back and we're going to show you some really fun, creative ways to recycle your soda cans. Thanks.